Hi, I'm Candace Beeke, President and Publisher of the Portland Business Journal. Welcome to our Secrets of the Fastest Growing Companies series. I'm here today with Kate Winkler, CEO of Ruby Receptionists. Welcome, Kate, and congratulations on joining the fastest growing private companies list for the 13th consecutive year.
Thank you so much, Candace. We are thrilled, as always, to be here, and thank you again to everything that the Portland Business Journal does to continue to support our entire community.
Well, absolutely. Maybe we could start by having you tell us a little bit about Ruby and how on earth you have managed to maintain consistent, significant growth.
Well, there is a secret sauce. So for those who don't know Ruby, we offer live reception and chat services to small businesses, and we have about 10,000 customers today. We're based in Portland, but we also have offices in Kansas City, Missouri, as well as Phoenix, Arizona. And we're a 17-year-old business. And what is our secret sauce is really this focus on purpose. And what I mean by that is everything that Ruby does is about helping our small businesses survive and thrive so that they can actually really focus on winning new customers, building trust and loyalty with those customers so that they actually maintain a sustainable and healthy business. And if we think about that constant focus on purpose, this is actually what has allowed Ruby to continue that double-digit growth for 13 years in a row. And quite honestly, it actually double-digit growth for all 17 years of our business. And you see it in our hallways. And what I mean by that is Ruby's really truly internalize our purpose and our vision and our mission. They really care about our customers and their growth, and they're inspired by our businesses, and they share in the joy of their success. So they understand that they represent our customers' brands and that they're the ones that are providing that extra 5 minutes in someone's time to deliver amazing service and not just okay service. And so we really feel as though our customers are part of our extended family and that we really are working on behalf of them. When you think about how that kind of wraps itself into our execution, it actually rounds up to we empower our employees to do whatever they think is the best thing to do. So when you think of a call center business, you have a tendency to think, oh, it's rigid and it's process and you must stay on script. But we empower our employees, we call Rubies, to do what they need to do to just make that caller's day better, to make that chat even more engaged, because it is that connectivity and it is that relationship that these small things, while they seem insignificant in their own, they add up every day and they build a tighter community and they build that trust and they result in a relationship.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about how customer relationships might be changing.
So they're changing a lot. And first I'll start and just applaud small businesses because they have taken a very severe impact from COVID, and for a handful of reasons. Because if you think of our small business community, not only is it the largest community of all jobs in the US, there's 30 million small businesses in the US. And before COVID, 7 out of 10 of them failed in a 10-year period of time. And now it's closer to 9 out of 10 because of the impacts and things of COVID. And this impacts all of our communities. And if you think about why these small businesses, why they went and started their own business is, one, they were first of all brave to just go out and do their own thing, but they did it because they knew they could provide their product or their service offering better because they were passionate about it. And really their number one issue is do I actually have the time in the day to focus on that quality and delivery where my passion lies? And the second piece is, do I actually have the financing and the funding? Because most small businesses can't actually pay themselves a regular paycheck, small business owners, or they are managing through seasonality, or unfortunately they're managing through things like COVID. And so when COVID arrived, we saw a fundamental change in small businesses. One, on a positive note, for the first time, the financing community, the banking community has recognized the importance of small businesses. And they are building the financial products that are specifically designed for that community, not big enterprise banks that are more flexible, that have bite sizes, that have terms that are really designed to be more flexible and appropriate for small businesses. So now we have an opportunity for, which I think is a wonderful opportunity, to give our small business community predictability in how they can operate. So they don't get distracted by the, okay, am I going to spend money on marketing this week, or am I going to actually pay myself a paycheck? Because they shouldn't have to face that decision as often as they do right now. And the other thing is, what we think about what's been happening with small businesses as well is there's been a fundamental change in how they operate. So for most small businesses, they do have a little office, and they have 4 or 5 or 10 employees that come in and report to their office. And now that everyone has figured out how to work from home, and they're realizing, wow, there's a lot of tools out there. Technology has been an interesting thing for small businesses, because now I can get my back office systems all online where everyone can use them. And now I can use services like Ruby to help me manage the front end of the funnel and building those relationships. So now I can actually just focus on that service quality and service delivery. So the biggest fundamental change that we're seeing is a lot of small businesses are abandoning office space, going, that was a big expense that maybe marketing and service quality are the things that I should be spending that on. And they're embracing a lot more technology. But the other thing that we're seeing, and the one thing that small businesses are probably missing a little bit now, and this is one thing that Ruby is heavily focused on, is the data. Because the good and the bad is, while we have all of these wonderful solutions to help small businesses now get started, work from home, and really scale their business, the data sits in about 25 different places. And as you think about, okay, are my investments working, and how should I flex with a COVID decision, or what's going on, and is this investment working for me, or is it or not? It's really that data element, and really figuring out a way, how do you get that consolidated view on the health and well-being of your customer base? So we're seeing a lot more focus on businesses trying to get customers' data. But we're also seeing too, consumer, that we have our customers, that's one thing, but their customers. So we're business to consumer, and consumer behavior is changing. And so if we were to look at, for instance, how we engage with customers, we're in an on-demand economy now. And so consumers, we don't really do all the research we used to do. We wait until something breaks, and then we call and say, I need it now. And so with consumers, you've got about 1 hour before they're going to make a decision on the reason why they called you. So if you don't answer your phone, or if they go to the website and you don't pick up that chat because they have a quick question, you've already lost them to someone else. And so that urgency and that speed of being able to realize we make real-time decisions nowadays. And so making sure we can create every single opportunity for customers. And with COVID specifically, as everyone was trying to get home, had everyone's mobile phone numbers, and how do I get those to Ruby, and how do I make sure this works? We saw a 40% surge in chat volume, because questions still needed to get answered, and no one was coordinated to figure out, how do you answer the phone? So it's the coordination of being able to meet consumers where they are, and that shifts over time. So as we think of Ruby as a business, our goal is to actually be able to meet those customers, in fact, where they are. So if that's the phone call, we're going to be there. If that's chat, we're going to be there. If that's a text message, we're going to be there. If that's social media, we're going to be there. And then our goal is to synchronize all of those communications and conversations to provide back that data and those analytics to our customers, to say, this is how healthy your relationship is with your customer. You're succeeding in building real relationships.
I think a lot of us can relate to that on demand, whether it's good or bad. It's absolutely true that we're all looking for it right now.
Yep.
And especially if we're working virtually, that's where I'm at. That's where I want you to be too. That's really perceptive. Tell us a little bit, last question, tell us a little bit about how your organization transitioned during the pandemic to a remote workforce.
Yes, we had to change. I'll bring it into 3 areas, because one, we had to completely reimagine work as we know it. And the second is, we actually had to go above and beyond our existing service offerings, because there were new consumer demands and how people were changing behaviors. And the third is, we had to figure out a way to keep in a virtual environment connected to our employees. And all three of those were major initiatives in and of themselves. So the first, as it relates to reimagining hiring, and we're not even really hiring, but just operations, is Ruby never had worked from home before. We're a call center, so this is a controlled environment. So the first thing we had to do was figure out how to get 600 people home in less than 2 weeks. And it was an unbelievable coordinated effort from about 100 Rubies who raised their hand to say, I can test internet connectivity, I can deliver servers to people's houses, I can do the following things. And we did. We successfully made a business that had never worked from home a virtual, secure work from home business in 11 days. And why that ended up being so important for us is we got all 600 Rubies home on March 13th, and shelter in place went in order on March 15th. We would have been shut down. We would have not been able to help our customers had we not said, wow, we've got to get really creative really fast and make this work. But that was just the getting home piece, because the other part of this is we actually hired in the last 90 days over 200 employees. But now we're doing this virtually. We're hiring them virtually, we're training them virtually, we're doing onboarding virtually. And all of these processes had to be completely reimagined. And our employee experience team is absolutely amazing. And in fact, they have recently become a unbelievable procurement shop, because we've shipped over 5,000 pounds of equipment to all of our new hires to actually, again, really make sure we're managing and supporting our growth. And of course, there's culture, and then even looking at, okay, now that we're working from home, how long are we working from home? And is work from home something we need to consider as a business to be sustainable going forward? Because we did take a survey, and 70% of our employees want to stay at home. And so now when you think of a business evolving, going, how does work from home play a more permanent role in our business? So the other parts are really more about, one, our customers. So we figured out very quickly, because of this consumer behavior change, there were a bunch of things happening. Number one, days got longer, because those quiet moments, I know in my house, they're 6 and 7 a.m. and I need to get my stuff done before everyone's up. And it's after 7 p.m. So immediately we saw this surge of, wow, early morning and late evening. And Ruby wasn't a 24/7 provider. So within 30 days, Ruby actually spun up 24/7 by 365-day service offerings to our customers. And similarly, weekends have become weekdays. There's more business being done on the weekend than we see in the weekday, because we're juggling remote schooling and all the 6 people in a house at once. And so we've actually been giving a lot of data and analytics to our customers to say, we think you might want coverage on the weekends, because you're actually missing a lot of opportunities because behavior has changed. And similarly, even the things that we'd seen in patterns of behaviors, everyone does things on Monday. Doesn't have now, actually, everyone's just trying to get organized on Monday. Now it's Tuesday. Tuesday's the big day. And of course, what we talked about in chat, website visits surged. But you know what? 1 in 3 businesses don't even have a website. So not only are they missing all of that opportunity, let alone being able to have a service like chat. So one of the additional things, besides offering 24/7 by 365 service, is we've now extended our chat portfolio, because it's important for our customers to be able to see, am I just missing opportunities? You might want an economical option. So to be able to say, oh, I think I can answer that on my phone and answer that chat really quickly. But if you don't know, you don't have that website, and you don't know what that volume is, you don't know what opportunities you're missing. So we recently acquired Pure Chat. We actually just announced it this past week, where we're giving self-service chat options to our customers so they can understand whether or not they're missing real business opportunities on the web. And of course, we already have live chat services. And if you find out, like, wow, there's a lot here and I can't handle it, okay, no problem. We'll actually cover it from a live services offering as well. We also started outbound call support for our customers, because the other thing that happened is, when COVID happened, or when the West Coast fires or hurricane season that is now, we're already in, D at this point on the second round of the alphabet, when you have to say, I need to temporarily shut down, I need to cancel appointments, I need to reschedule. So we're now actually providing those outbound call support services to customers as well. And then probably the last piece for, as we're really thinking, re-envisioning what else can we do to support small businesses, is we actually created a video series for our customers that was about getting them connected with experts. So how do I get this financing? What is PPP, and should I do it, and why should I do it? And what is a marketing funnel, and what is SEM, and does it really matter if I invest in kind of building that awareness and brand for myself? So we curated that series, and it's been going extraordinarily well. Our customers love it, and they routinely seek out Ruby as a small business expert to help them make some of those decisions. But the last piece, of course, is really around employees. And this was all about communication, and really not only frequency of communication, but probably more so the willingness to just have an honest conversation, because we're in the middle of not only a devastating COVID crisis, but which in and of itself is causing job loss, fear of job security, predictability of income. But you add to that the stress of working from home, the isolation that we're feeling, not being able to see family members, and then you throw all of just basic human rights. We're going backwards right now. And then you think about all of the safety issues and the presidential election and this polarization, and mental health is at an all-time low right now. So as an organization, we made a commitment to say, how do we be that predictable, stable, positive influence in our employees' lives right now, by being willing to have hard conversations, by being able to say, are we doing everything we can for equity, diversity, and inclusion? And can we do a better job in being a better community member? And so we've really reinvented how we communicate with employees. And we've opened multiple channels, from executive office hours every single week to I do a video every week, whatever question employees want to know. And I get hard questions. And so I record those 3 to 5 minutes every week and say, it's important that we all understand the why and what we're doing right now, because we might not like the decision, but if we understand the why, at least we can internalize it. At least we know, at least there's a rationale. And so I would say that last piece, that employee piece, has been absolutely critical for us, because we can't innovate the way we are with our customers without that employee commitment. We can't deliver the service quality that we do without what is our Ruby's amazing commitment to our purpose and our vision and our customers. So it has been, we all look back and going, oh my gosh, it's only October. How is that possible? But it's been a whirlwind, but a very positive one.
It sounds like you have fit years worth of evolution and advancement in these past few months. So congratulations to you and your entire team on a tremendous run and all of these big, exciting advancements. And I'm sure we will see you back here next year, Kate.
Thank you. We hope to be there again.
Wonderful. Have a great day, Kate.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.